Welcome to episode number 8 of Find Your Success. Dang, I can't believe we're already at episode number 8, and this one might be the best one yet.
That's right.
It's been foretold that it will be the best one, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it comes out. But we've got another amazing guest, Brandon Saiz with NCB Mechanical.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me on. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for making the time, for coming and hanging out and really showing off what Albuquerque has to offer.
I'm excited. Like we were having the conversation before, that's kind of what really encouraged me to do it, is I know that it's for the people around here and everyone sees it, so made it even better.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that. And also shout out to Ramon for the referral.
Yeah, shout out to Ramon. He's been a big part of this success as well, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. And well, let's dive into it, man.
Let's roll.
So where are you from?
I'm from Albuquerque, born and raised. Been here my whole life for the last 30 years, so this is it. This is all I know.
This is home.
This is home.
Would you trade it for anything else?
Absolutely not. I love this city more than any other city, and I love being a part of it.
Right on, man. How long have you been with your current business?
Yeah, so we started back in, the business started in November of 2020. So we're going on our 4th year now. We're just getting started and, sky's the limit.
What led you to joining this particular industry?
Well, my dad originally got me into this industry as a young kid, as I was real young when I first started. So I worked with him doing like gas lines or smaller jobs, swamp coolers, etc. And then ultimately what kind of really got me going in the venture is I've been in this field my whole life, but I got tired of the ceiling and governor that I felt like people really put on you on your come up. And yeah, like when you're coming up, everyone always tells you to slow down or you're being too much, and you're being too extra, and just enjoy what you have. And I don't want to enjoy what I had. I wanted more out of life, and that's what really got me going.
Interesting. Yeah, have you heard the concept of crabs in a bucket? Have you heard that one?
I have not, no.
Yeah, well, long story short, apparently when you put crabs in a bucket and one tries to escape, the other crabs will pull it back down.
Yeah.
Which they ain't
gonna get me, but that's a great one.
No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. People say that's a thing.
Yeah. No, of course. And it is, you as you continue to grow and get better, you do kind of feel the restriction from your environment, the people around you and stuff like that. You just got to keep going and get around the right people. Yeah, the right people are going to want to help you out and see you win. So
when did you realize that? When did you realize it was important to be around the right people? How old are you?
I would say ever since a young age, ultimately just the advice I've gotten from my dad, always be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do. Never quit. And every day you're not working, someone else is. Though that advice from a young kid has really helped me. And it's what really got me around other people that were always thinking the same, because I've always had that mentality. So I only wanted to be around people that were thinking the same way. Like, hey, there's more to get here. There's more work to do and all of that.
And there's different ways to do things. You can think outside the box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a million ways to skin a cat, as they say. So that's what you learn, especially running your own business. You see all the different avenues and ways you can go about it. So
did being around the right people ultimately lead to you launching this company?
Yeah, 100%. I was at a very good company. I was at TLC for a very long time. So being around them, seeing the success that they've had as a company and the way that they structure things, 100% is a big reason how I was able to do this, but also have the confidence to do it. Because it inspired me, like, also that, if someone else has done this, I believe I could do it as well. So now I try to have those conversations with people that are also trying to improve their own life.
I want to talk about that more. I know before we started recording, we were talking about how you're inspired and heavily motivated to help others. Where does that come from?
Well, that comes from me being a young kid. I remember being 19, and I felt like I never had a fair crack at this whole thing. I was put into a warehouse. They made me only run parts. I was a duct cleaner. One of the other companies, super small company that I was with, I was running out of an Altima with a little giant ladder. And I was just that young kid that always wanted an opportunity and a chance to be successful. And I knew how bad I wanted it, but I felt like I was always looked at like, and I was also told by certain people, like, you just don't have what it takes, or you're not the smartest, and I'm not a quick learner, like everything. So it's important for me to provide a platform now for other people to be successful and for them to be able to grow and excel. Because I remember how hard it was when I was just getting started. So what I'm trying to do is be that person that, you know, I guess I needed at that specific age. Or I'm trying to be that company
Yeah.
that I needed at that specific age.
I think that's a really special experience for any young person to be able to be in a situation where showing up isn't taken for granted, right? When someone has at least a willingness to show up, that it's acknowledged and opportunities are...
Yeah, that's a great point. I've been having that conversation a lot lately, but the importance of just showing up, you know, is it's at least half the battle. You know, the consistency of showing up. So when I was at that company, I used to show up at 7 a.m. every day, no matter what. And then they were like, hey, you got to stop showing up so early. We're not going to pay you.
No kidding.
Yeah, they said, we're not going to pay you. Your clock starts at 7:30. So what did I do? The next day I said, I'm showing up at fucking 7 because that's what I do. This is who I am. But just the consistency of continuously showing up, and eventually you start to gain traction in whatever that you're doing. Now it takes time, and you're going to have some highs and lows and some dips, but the importance of everyday consistency of showing up.
Man, what a fine example of how just showing up with other things can open doors.
Yeah, it's definitely part of it. You know, the more you show up and more initiative you take, the right people will take notice of it and really try to take care of you. The people around you, the business you're with, all of that.
They start to trust you with more. You start
100%. 100%. Yeah.
You start to get the ins and the outs.
You got to look for ways in. You can't be looking for ways out.
Man.
So that's what I've learned.
I think
it doesn't matter how hard the business has gotten or how hard days have gotten. I consistently show up, whether it's good or bad, continuously showing up, because I know the more I'm around this game, or the more I go to like a conference out of town, or the more I'm on a call of some sort, doing stuff like this, just the consistency of showing up and being in the right circle is what's going to help put you forward.
Yeah, that's one of the foundational pieces of being a great teammate, a great friend, a great son, a great whatever you want.
100%.
Right? It's just being willing to show up and to show up on time, which I struggle with sometimes.
Yeah, that's another important though. You shouldn't even show up on time. You should be at least 20 minutes early.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is going to be when the people around me start winning even more, because I've been doing this my entire life, right? But what's going to make me feel successful is I feel like I've kind of put a blueprint out there, my mentality daily, and just how I approach the field and and all of that. And I know for a fact that that's going to be the day that I feel successful, is when the people around me start to pick up on the things that I'm trying to do and the blueprint that I've put forward, and they start to win and really be successful. And that's going to be the day. Yeah. For a fact.
It sounds like those things have already started to happen.
So they have. I feel like there's some improvement on my end that I need to get my point across better, or just be better, because I don't want to see people just win. They have to win at the highest level. I didn't get in this game to be the second best or to be average, or when I showed up to my job, I didn't want to just a job for 40 hours. I wanted to be the best person in that room, and I want to help people get there. So that's where I'm at. And I know it can be done because I did it at other companies. So how I approach my day is what I try to tell these guys every day. I look over the calls and I say, okay, I know what he's going into. This is how I'm going to try to tell him to approach it. It's like being a head coach for a football team. You know what I mean? I'm calling in the plays, and I want to see them run it and execute it and
score the touchdowns.
Score the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl or something, which will mean us being the biggest company in New Mexico. Yeah, that will be the Super Bowl.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, on that then, in your while you're striving for building out this kind of community, really, are you looking for other young people or just people to partner with you in that journey?
100%. You can't do anything alone. You know, the importance of a team is massive. You will never do anything alone. You'll never do anything big alone. You have to have the right people. You know, I relate it a lot to the NFL, but quarterback, linebacker, lineman, whatever it is, you have to put the right people in the right places. And that's what I'm trying to do now. You know, we're still somewhat of a young company. We're on our 4th year, but ultimately we're just getting started. And it's important that I focus on accountability to make sure that I'm consistently focusing on how to make everybody else around me better. It's part of being a leader, is being a servant leader, and how you can add value to the people around you. It's not about me or about anybody else. It's how can I make them better.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Leading by example.
Yes.
Like making sure that those in your pack are taken care of.
100%. My team will always be taken care of. The people around me.
How are you taken care of?
Well,
How do you fill up? How is your cup filled up?
how's my cup?
I know you're very much a giving person, but
Yeah.
when do you find that your cup is the most full?
When business is booming. I like action. I like quick, fast. I like a little bit of chaos. You know what I mean? I like high energy. So my cup is full when my team's winning. It makes me feel like I'm winning, and when I'm just my day to day, I feel like I try to win every day. So
Yeah, not just moving fast, but in the right direction.
yeah, that is true. You have to move in the right direction, but I would also say sometimes you got to get out there and just start swinging because you have to know what you want. You know, you have to have a target. Someday, I mean, you got to get out there and just start going for it because everyone tries to put this like perfect plan in front of you, and it doesn't matter. You need to get out there, rub some shoulders, take some hits because it's the only way that you're ever going to get better. You ain't going to get better by a perfect path and sunshine and rainbows. So
Yeah, I love that. One of the things that we've talked about with some of my friends lately, and if I'm not mistaken, this is a Randy Messingale framework,
Yeah.
but it's called frequency, intensity, purpose.
yes,
And for finding your purpose, you start out by basically going out and just swing the bat.
yes,
Get a feel for the
Yes.
game. Just give your best whack at it. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get tossed around.
oh yeah, you're going to take some hits.
But you eventually start to learn the rules. And then the intensity part, you can start to add your own stamp to it. You start
Yes.
to break the rules in ways only you can.
Well, that's 100%. You know, we wouldn't have gotten at least to the point where we're at without just getting out there and going for it. Because I know for a fact we haven't done really anything by the book, but I got around the right people and just started getting out there, swinging for it, and eventually started to gain traction here and there. Now we have a long way to go, of course, but that's how we at least got to this point. We can fine tune everything later. We don't got to worry. Things don't need to be perfect. You need to start taking action.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing ever will be perfect.
ever.
Ever.
So
Ever.
I don't look for perfection. I want I want action, movement.
I was talking with a good friend the other day about how success is not guaranteed, and that might sound hard to some people, like hardcore, but the cool thing about success
Yeah.
not being guaranteed is that it also means that defeat is also never guaranteed, that success, there's always a chance for it.
100%. I agree with that. You know, nothing is guaranteed in life. You have to go after the things that you want because you don't even know if it's going to happen. So I just got to go for it.
So where are you at now? Where are you at today? What's the business look like?
Well, yeah. So the business right now, we have 13 people. We just bought a building. You looking for revenue or anything or?
Heck, the state of NCB?
Yeah. So we did just under 3 million last year. We've grown about 25 or 30% every year. We're just getting started. The sky's the limit, and we're going to swing for the fences. And I want to be the biggest and the best company that the state has ever seen, and that's what we're working for.
You get me fired up, man. I'm like, I'm about to go run through a wall.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, that's just me. That's who I am. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a facade here.
Yeah.
People that know me know that like we're going for it. This isn't like nothing's going to go half-ass here.
Yeah, no being timid and
No, you can't be
dipping
timid.
your foot
You
in
can't
the
be
water.
timid doing this stuff. You know, you can be scared and anxious and nervous. That's part of it, but you need to get out there and go for it.
No, so we've kind of already gone into where you would like to be or what you see happening in the future.
Yeah.
What are the principles or the philosophies, the concepts that you believe are going to take you there and this company there?
Yeah, well, so most importantly, I would believe that it's going to start with confidence because you have to have confidence to know that what you're wanting to achieve, you believe is 100% possible. What I've learned over the last 4 years that I think is going to be super important for someone or something, but is you have to learn how to ride the wave. When you get into business, when you really start getting uncomfortable, you're going to have a lot of lows, and then some days you're going to feel like you're King Kong on top of the mountain and you're the best. You're going to beat your chest and no one can stop you. And then the next day you're going to swoop as far low as you could possibly believe. But you have to ride the wave and your emotions always have to stay balanced.
That I think is a great point. Both great points about emotion for one, and making decisions by removing emotions, but also on the other side of every peak is the valley. Right?
Yeah, 100%. You know, and what's I'm trying to think of the saying here. It's what goes up must come down. You know, and what's down must. Yeah. If you have a bad day, I mean, hey, you're due for a good day now. So you got to stay in the game and stay with that action.
The only way you lose the game is if you quit.
Right.
Right. It's the only way you lose.
Yep.
You got to ride that wave.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So
that's part of life.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that a lot. Are there any other concepts or things personally?
Yeah. This one's super important. Is you have to be I've learned you have to be 100% accountable, and if you're in any sort of leadership role, everything's your fault. Right? If it goes right, cool, your fault. If ultimately where you're going to get ahead and how you'll start to move forward is when you take accountability for the things that went wrong. So even things that are a little bit out of my control, I would take 100% accountability for, and I would see what areas we can improve in. So accountability is huge.
Is it safe to say that taking a stance like that isn't meant to fill you up full of shame and guilt and bad feelings of like, oh, I'm the problem, but instead position yourself as the problem solver?
Yeah, 100%. Don't ever be a victim. In business and life, you have to learn to become a problem solver, because if you're in business, management, any sort of lead role, that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Well, speaking to the Albuquerque community, what do you see in Albuquerque that you think people could bring to the forefront more often? Might be a tricky question. We don't know how to use it, but I'm curious if you have an answer for it.
So what do you...
Like, are there any characteristics of people here in Albuquerque that you wish people maybe were more proud of?
That's a good question. More things that I wish people in Albuquerque were more proud of?
If you don't got an answer, no problem.
Well, I'm trying to figure out the context of it.
Yeah.
So
I guess really what I'm going at is based off of your desire to bring others up.
Yes.
Really just having a conversation around what that looks like, and and really setting something up so people can come and collaborate with you on a deeper level, and maybe not hide, that they can know what qualities are good to bring to the table.
What qualities to bring good to the table are consistency, showing up, being accountable, and communicating well. Once you can start communicating well with the people around you, and once you're on the same exact page as your team, you guys as a group will start to move forward. But even when you're trying to get a job or something like that, if you're communicating exactly what you want, it'll keep goals and targets right in front of you.
I feel like a lot of people have problems communicating.
Yeah, well,
in the social media age, especially.
Yeah, well, I think everyone does, but it's a key part to getting better in anything that you're doing. Actually,
being a human with other humans.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you get interviews where people are just awkward?
Yeah, of course, but yeah. I mean, it is what it is. You got to ride the wave, You're not going to get too upset or too happy.
Yeah.
You're just whatever. Just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what's the best way that Albuquerque and our community can support you?
The best way is, of course, to call us and install a new system in your house. But ultimately, just sharing stuff or liking stuff is always huge for us. Supporting a small business. We started from zero 100% grassroots. I'm sorry, zero outside funds. I'm from here. Most everybody is from here, and it's just supporting a local business that will take people to the top and take care of our community one day.
What kind of services do you provide? Might as well throw them out there.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, and drains.
And drains?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Hey. Well, are there any last words that you'd like to share, or again, things that you think are valuable for people to know about you and about what you guys stand for?
No, I think we ultimately covered everything, and I would hope that is what somebody learns throughout this whole process is riding that wave. I can't express how important that's been for me. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And showing up. Don't make excuses. No time for excuses.
No time for excuses.
Make it happen. Show up. Wake up early. Do your thing.
Yeah. The only way you lose is if you quit.
Yeah.
You just gotta ride that wave.
Yep.
I think that's an excellent point that people really need to hold on to. And I guess with that being said, man, I'm super stoked that we got to hang out.
I appreciate you guys reaching out. It was a big deal. So
yeah, seriously, it was a great time to hang out and to tour your facility. And again, shout out to Ramon for the referral.
Yep,
but
absolutely.
I look forward to doing some stuff.
We're coming for the top, so keep an eye out.
Let's go. Facebook, Instagram.
Everything's Brandon Saiz. So
sweet. All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for being on the show. This has been, I'll shake your hand. I'm debating. We might have to fix that one. Or save it. That might have been even better. This has been episode number 8 of Find Your Success. Another episode come and gone. We hope you enjoy, and please share your feedback, share your comments. Come check this dude out. They've got some amazing stuff going on, and support local. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.